I made this wrap pants in 5 minutes with 2.5 meters of fabric. It's very easy to make, and you require just your hip circumference and the full length of the pant. So you decide how long you want the pant to be, if you want a 3/4, if you want it short, or you want it long. Basically the full length you want. Okay, join me as we make this pant together in just 5 minutes. So the length of this fabric is my full length plus 2 inches. So if your full length is 40, for example, you just add 2 inches to that, so it's going to be 42 in length. Now the width is going to be your hip circumference. Okay, so you just measure your hip circumference by the length. Then you're going to cut out the crotch depth. And to determine your crotch depth, you just measure your hip circumference divide by 4. So my hip circumference is 44 inches, and I'm going to divide that by 4, and it will be 11 inches. Now I'll have to apply 11 inches on this point to cut the pants. Okay, so this is my fabric. So the first step is to fold the fabric into 2. Okay, so I've just done that. Now you have to measure your crotch area, and to measure the crotch, you apply 5 inches on the width. That's 5 inches. You apply that on the width. Then hip circumference divide by 4. So 44 divided by 4 is 11 inches. So I'm applying 11 inches on this point, and I've applied 5 on this point. So just connect that. When you link that, you now create a crotch for your wrap pants. Very easy. So this is all the measurements we need. Now we'll just cut this out. Now we have 2 pieces of our fabric. Okay, when you spread it out, you have a U shape on this point. Okay, so next thing now is to sew up this point. Okay, we're just going to run our stitch around this U to join both fabrics. Okay, so remember we measured our hip circumference and the length plus 2 inches. Now the hip circumference we measured 2 of them, so it's 2 pieces of, and each of them is our hip circumference. So now we'll have to join this at this point. I've also cut out 2 long strips of 60-inch length and 2-inch width each. Okay, so that's what I'll be using for the waist and the straps. So we're going to sew along the crotch first. Next, to sew the edges, then we'll also hem the bottom of the pants. So we're basically sewing around the pants. Sew our strings and turn them inside out. You just fold them into 2, and you're going to sew on the edges. Then when you finish, you turn it inside out. Spread out our pants on the wrong side, then we fold this into 2, and we're going to pin it on the crotch of the pants. So we'll just pin it here. going to do next is to sew this onto the pant. We'll just sew it from this point, that way, on the wrong side. So we're placing it that way and we'll sew. After sewing it, we'll now turn it to the right side. Okay, we'll turn it out to the right side and we're going to do a top stitch. This will serve both as our waistband and as the strap or string to tie it up. So watch me.